People often ask, how did you come to Bhagavan? I say there's only one true answer any of us can give. We can tell a story, but that story is not the real thing. We come to Bhagavan only by his grace. So the story of how I came to Bhagavan, that's all irrelevant. What is relevant is by his grace, he has drawn us to him.
But so there wasn't anything that in particular attracted you to him. It's true that grace is following. But what is it that attracted you as you as a person? I mean, there were a lot of other spiritual teachers, right? So what is it that attracted you to him?
When I first heard about Bhagavan, when I first heard Bhagavan's name, at that time I happened to be in Sri Lanka. I was staying in a Buddhist vihara, where there was a vihara where many foreigners were staying there because it was sort of, they had it open, anyone could stay there. And I met a couple from, I think they were from Newcastle in the north of England. And the lady said to me, have you heard of Ramana Maharshi? I said, no. And then she had a copy of Arthur Osborne's book. So she gave me Arthur Osborne's book and asked me to read about Bhagavan's death experience. That was the first I came to know about Bhagavan. That aroused my curiosity. So I thought when I returned to India, I'll go and visit Ramanashram. But then when I returned to India, for some reason, I decided I wanted to go because it was a bit early spring, and I thought now would be a good time to go to the Himalayas because there were places in the Himalayas that I hadn't visited. So I went and spent another summer in the Himalayas. And only at the end of that summer, I decided to return and come to Tiruvannamalai. But I knew very little about Bhagavan. In the meanwhile, I'd heard a little bit. When I was in the Himalayas that summer, I met one person who was half English, half Spanish, and he had some of Paul Brunton's books. And I remember he told me, I like his books. I don't like the person, referring to Paul Brunton. But so he told me that Paul Brunton had written about Bhagavan. So I read a little bit about what Paul Brunton had written about Bhagavan. I think the book he had at that time was something like the Quest of the Overself or Beyond the Overself or something. I can't remember. One of Paul Brunton's books. I've never really studied Paul Brunton, but he was one of those. So I read a little bit there. So like that, I heard here and there people who knew about Bhagavan, but I really didn't. I knew very, very little apart from that. What I read in Osborne's book about the death experience, I really didn't know much about Bhagavan, but there was some attraction. So I returned after the summer was over and came to Tiruvannamalai, but it was still only curiosity. I thought I may stay for a few days. But then when I came there, when I read Who Am I understood this is what I've been looking for. Because before that, I've been vaguely looking for some spiritual path or something that would give some meaning or purpose to my life. But though I tried some Buddhist some Vipassana meditation, I'd read many books and everything, I didn't really hadn't yet found something that really clicked. It all interested me, all attracted me, but nothing clicked until I read Who Am I? It probably wasn't a very good translation of Who Am I, but when I read it, I understood, oh, this is what I've been looking for. So I would say it was, if you want an external explanation, it was Bhagavan's teachings that attracted me initially. And then, of course, the more I read his teachings, the more I became attracted to Bhagavan as the person that he seemed to be.
So the teachings, the clarity, the simplicity and the beauty of his teachings attracted you first.
Yes. But remember, this is all only by his grace. Because why?
Right. All His grace, but
why some of us are attracted to Bhagavan and some aren't attracted?
Some of us are not. Right. Yeah. So that is. But I'm trying to. But at least we can do a bit of our part, right? I mean, there is. we can put in some effort. I mean,
oh, we have to put in effort.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like we have to put in
effort just to yield ourselves to his grace. His grace is waiting to swallow us at any time, but we have to. He's not going to swallow us until we yield ourselves to him.
So, is it the teachings attracted you to him first?
Yes.
And then you said that slowly and steadily you were attracted to Bhagavan as a person too.
Yes.
I know just about everything in Bhagavan is attractive, but what are some specific things that there are 2 or 3 things that really it told you this is it? And so I know now who he is. Something that that told you that.
It's very difficult to say. As I say, when I read Who Am I understood this is what I've been looking for. It seemed to me so obvious when I read that. Yes, of course, before we can know anything else, first we have to know who we are. If we don't even know who we are, what value does anything that we know about anything else have? So it seemed to me obvious the starting point of any true investigation, any true search for knowledge has to begin with the knower. Without knowing the knower, how can we claim to know anything else? So definitely Bhagavan's teachings, but then I was very fortunate. Very soon after I came to Tiruvannamalai, I met Sadhu Om, and being in the company of Sadhu Om for more than 8 years really had a transformative effect on me, because he had so much love for Bhagavan and love for Bhagavan's teachings, of course, and that love was infectious. So I really I don't think I would have understood Bhagavan as I'm now able to understand him if it hadn't been for those 8.5 years that I was very fortunate to be in the company of Sadhu Om.